Ate 75 billion pounds of red meat and chicken last year. But what if some of that meat was not raised on farms, but instead of high-tech facilities? Scientists say that could be good for the environment and your health, and soon it could be on menus.
The chicken sandwich you had for lunch today may not have been chicken. Not entirely, anyway. Several of the biggest fast food chains in America are selling processed chicken products so far from the real thing that calling them chicken is a stretch the industry gets away with because most customers never read the ingredient list. We pulled the lab reports, the supplier contracts, and the legal filings. 14 chains. One ingredient list that will genuinely change how you order. Let's go. Number 1. McDonald's. McDonald's chicken. McNuggets are one of the most consumed chicken products in American history. Billions sold every year. Kids who grew up eating them are now feeding them to their own kids. Most of those people have no idea what is actually inside one. A McNugget is not a piece of chicken that was cut, seasoned, and fried. It is a product made from a mixture of chicken parts, including white meat, but also including mechanically separated chicken, a substance produced by forcing chicken carcasses through a sieve under high pressure to separate remaining meat from bone. The result is a paste-like material that bears no resemblance to the chicken breast most customers picture when they order. That paste is then mixed with water, salt, modified food starch, sodium phosphates, natural flavoring, and several other additives before being shaped, battered, and fried into the nugget shape customers recognize. A food scientist who analyzed the McNugget formula for a consumer research publication wrote, "The chicken content is real, but the form it takes before processing is so far removed from what consumers visualize that the gap between expectation and reality is significant." McDonald's has never hidden these ingredients. They are listed on the company's website and on nutritional disclosure documents available at locations. The problem is not secrecy. The problem is that almost nobody reads those documents. And the marketing imagery of golden, plump nuggets creates an expectation the actual product does not match. A parent in Illinois, who read the ingredient list for the first time after her child asked what McNuggets were made of, wrote in a review, "I had no idea. I genuinely had no idea that was the last time I ordered them." McDonald's is at the beginning of this list, not the end, because the chains that follow have done things with chicken that are harder to defend and harder to detect. The chain at number 2 is selling something that contains so little actual chicken that the legal definition of what it can be called has been challenged in court. Number 2. Subway. Subway's chicken has been at the center of one of the most significant food authenticity controversies in fast food history, and the chain has never fully recovered from it. In 2017, a DNA analysis commissioned by a Canadian broadcasting company tested Subway's chicken products and found that the chicken in the oven-roasted chicken variety tested at approximately 53% chicken DNA. The rest was soy protein and other filler material. The sweet onion chicken teriyaki tested at around 42% chicken DNA. Subway disputed the findings aggressively and commissioned its own tests, which produced different results. The legal back and forth that followed generated years of coverage, but the damage to public perception was done quickly and has never fully healed. A customer in California, reacting to the original DNA report, wrote on a consumer forum, "I've been paying for chicken sandwiches and getting soy sandwiches. That's not a small thing." The chicken currently served at Subway contains a list of additives that extends well beyond what home cooks would recognize as chicken preparation. Modified potato starch, soy protein concentrate, chicken flavor, sodium phosphates, carrageenan. These additives serve functional purposes in food manufacturing, helping to bind the product, retain moisture during cooking, and maintain a consistent texture across thousands of locations. But they also dilute the chicken content in ways that are not communicated clearly on menu boards or in the marketing materials Subway uses to promote its chicken sandwiches. The chain at number 3 sells what looks like a whole chicken breast, but contains something that is far more complicated than that. And the gap between what it looks like and what it is may be the most deceptive presentation on this entire list. Subscribe to this channel right now so you never miss another investigation like this one, because the next 12 entries are going to change how you look at the chicken menu at almost every fast food restaurant you visit. Number 3. Wendy's. Wendy's has built a strong marketing narrative around its fresh, never frozen ingredients. The grilled chicken sandwich in particular has been positioned as the healthier, more authentic alternative for customers who want to eat better at a fast food restaurant. The reality behind that positioning is more complicated. Wendy's grilled chicken breast contains a marinade solution that is injected into the meat before cooking. That marinade includes water, salt, sugar, soy protein, modified food starch, sodium phosphates, and natural flavors. The injection process, which is standard in industrial food preparation, adds weight and moisture to the chicken while also diluting the ratio of actual chicken muscle to added substances. The finished product contains significantly more than just chicken breast and marinade seasoning, and the overall chicken content by weight is lower than the menu presentation implies. A nutrition researcher who studied the ingredient lists of fast food chicken products across major chains wrote, "What is being sold as a grilled chicken breast in most fast food contexts is technically a chicken breast product." The word product is doing a lot of work in that sentence. Wendy's has not been the subject of a major legal challenge over its chicken authenticity the way Subway has, but the ingredient architecture of its chicken products follows the same logic. Use additives to reduce the per-unit cost of the protein while maintaining the visual and textural characteristics that customers associate with real chicken. What is happening at number 4 is a version of the same problem but scaled to a product category, chicken nuggets and tenders, where customers have even less visual information to go on than they do with a whole breast product. Number 4. Burger King. Burger King's chicken nuggets, marketed under the chicken fries and original nugget formats, contain a list of ingredients that most customers would not associate with chicken at a first reading. The base chicken material in Burger King's nugget products is described on the company's own ingredient disclosures as containing chicken, water, textured soy protein, seasoning, sodium phosphates, and modified potato starch, among other components. The textured soy protein is the element that most directly addresses the fake chicken question, because it is a plant-based filler material that is incorporated into the chicken mixture specifically to reduce the cost of each unit while maintaining the weight and size customers expect. The amount of actual chicken relative to filler in these products is not disclosed in a way that allows consumers to make easy comparisons. The ingredient list is published, but it does not include percentages. A customer reading the label knows that soy protein is in the product, but not how much. That lack of proportional disclosure is a deliberate feature of food labeling regulations that companies in this space have historically exploited. A food labeling attorney who consults for consumer advocacy groups wrote in an industry newsletter, "The rules require disclosure of ingredients by weight order. They do not require disclosure of percentages." That gap is where a lot of the misdirection happens. A customer in Georgia who read through Burger King's full ingredient disclosure list for the first time wrote in a review, "I thought I was ordering chicken. I was ordering a chicken and soy mixture. Those are different things." The chain at number 5 has taken the ingredient dilution approach further than almost anyone, building a product that is technically classified as chicken, but that bears so little resemblance to the animal it supposedly comes from that the classification itself deserves scrutiny. Number 5. Jack in the Box. Jack in the Box has a long and complicated history with chicken product authenticity, and the documented record of what goes into its chicken items is one of the least transparent in the quick service industry. The chicken used in Jack in the Box's nuggets and popcorn chicken products is not whole muscle chicken. It is a formed product, meaning it is constructed from a mixture of chicken parts, fillers, binders, and flavoring agents that are combined and then shaped into the final product form. The forming process is common across the industry, but the specific formulation used at Jack in the Box includes a notably long list of additives. Among them, isolated oat product, textured soy protein, sodium caseinate, modified wheat starch, and disodium inosinate. Several of these additives serve primarily as flavor enhancers and texture agents, designed to make the lower-quality chicken-based material taste and feel more like whole muscle chicken than it actually is. Disodium inosinate, in particular, is a flavor enhancer that works synergistically with monosodium glutamate to amplify savory taste perception. Its presence in a chicken product is a signal that the natural flavor of the base protein is insufficient to carry the product without chemical assistance, which tells you something about the quality of that base protein. A former food manufacturing quality control specialist, reflecting on his experience with formed chicken products, wrote in an industry forum, "When you need a flavor enhancer to make chicken taste like chicken, you should probably ask what kind of chicken you're working with." What number 6 is doing with its chicken product involves something different from simple filler addition, and the mechanism is more subtle than anything we have covered so far. Number 6. Popeyes. Popeyes has a devoted following and a reputation for producing genuinely good fried chicken. The product quality at its best is real and separates the chain from several others on this list. But what happens to that chicken before it reaches the fryer is worth knowing about. Popeyes chicken products, including the famous chicken sandwich, use a marination system that injects a solution into the raw chicken before the breading and frying process. That solution contains water, salt, sugar, and sodium phosphates, as well as chicken flavor, which is a processed additive used to boost the perceived chicken taste of the base material. The use of chicken flavor in a chicken product sounds redundant. It is not. It reflects a reality of industrial food production. When chicken is produced at scale, processed, frozen, transported, and then prepared in a high-volume kitchen environment, some of the natural flavor compounds that make fresh chicken taste the way customers expect are lost at various stages. Chicken flavor is added back to compensate for what the industrial process removed. The chicken sandwich, which was celebrated as a breakthrough product when it launched in 2019, contains a list of additives in its breading system that goes significantly beyond flour, seasoning, and oil. Isolated oat product, distilled monoglycerides, and methyl cellulose appear in the breading ingredient list, the last of which is also used as a laxative in some pharmaceutical contexts. A customer who discovered methyl cellulose in the ingredient list and posted about it online wrote, "I don't necessarily think it's dangerous. I just wish someone had told me before I ate 12 of them." What is at number 7 does something that all of the above chains do, but with a scale and a marketing pretense that makes it stand out from the rest. Number 7. KFC. KFC is built entirely around a chicken identity. The name is an abbreviation of Kentucky Fried Chicken. The product is supposed to be the whole point, the reason the chain exists, the thing that justifies the prices and the loyalty. The reality of what KFC is actually selling has drifted considerably from that founding premise. KFC's popcorn nuggets and many of its formed chicken products contain a mixture that includes mechanically separated chicken, soy protein isolate, and a range of binders and fillers that are consistent with the broader industry pattern on this list. The original recipe chicken pieces, which are marinated and pressure-fried whole chicken parts, come closer to real chicken than the formed products. But the marination solution those pieces are soaked in before cooking contains a lengthy list of additives, including modified food starch and monosodium glutamate. Health inspection records from KFC locations across multiple states have also shown recurring violations specifically related to chicken cooking temperatures, a pattern that matters specifically because undercooked formed chicken products carry a different contamination profile than undercooked whole muscle chicken. The fillers and binders in formed products can create pockets where heat penetration is less consistent than in a solid piece of meat. A food safety researcher who reviewed KFC's inspection data for a consumer publication wrote, "The temperature violation pattern at KFC locations is not random. It clusters around the formed product categories, which have a more complex heat penetration profile than a simple chicken breast." A longtime KFC customer in North Carolina, who has been ordering the original recipe since childhood, wrote in a recent review that captured the shift clearly. "The original pieces are still the original pieces. Everything else they've added to the menu over the years is a different category of thing. I stick to what I know." Hit the like button right now if this investigation is changing how you look at the chicken menu, because the next 7 entries include some of the most trusted names in fast food, and what they are doing with chicken is more surprising than anything we have covered so far. Number 8. Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A appears on this list not because it belongs in the same category as the chains above it, but because the full picture of what goes into even the best-regarded chicken products in fast food is worth knowing. Chick-fil-A's chicken is whole muscle chicken breast, sourced through a closed supply chain of personally vetted farms, and cooked fresh to order. Those facts separate it clearly from the formed, filled, and flavored products that dominate the top of this list. But the chicken sandwich, the one that started the chicken sandwich wars, contains a marinade that includes monosodium glutamate, salt, sugar, and modified food starch, as well as a pickle brine component that adds additional sodium and preservative agents. The presence of these additives does not make the product fake. It makes it processed, which is a different thing. Every fast food product is processed to some degree. What matters is the degree, and by the standard of this list, Chick-fil-A's degree of processing is meaningfully lower than everything above it. A food scientist reviewing the Chick-fil-A ingredient list alongside several competitors for a consumer magazine wrote, "This is one of the closer approximations to actual chicken you will find in the quick service space. The additives are real, but they are minimal relative to the category." A customer in Texas who worked his way through the ingredient disclosures of 15 different chicken sandwiches before settling on a regular order wrote simply, "Chick-fil-A is the least processed option I found. That was enough for me." The chain at number 9 serves a product that most customers have assumed for years is healthier than the average fast food chicken. The ingredient list tells a more complicated story. Number 9. Subway Rotisserie Chicken. Subway relaunched its rotisserie-style chicken product as a premium, healthier alternative following the 2017 DNA controversy. The relaunch was accompanied by marketing that emphasized freshness, simplicity, and a return to real chicken. The rotisserie chicken product does contain a higher percentage of actual chicken than the products it replaced. Independent testing conducted after the relaunch found DNA profiles more consistent with real chicken than the 2017 results had shown. But the new product still contains a marinade solution with a significant list of additives, including carrageenan, modified cornstarch, and autolyzed yeast extract. Autolyzed yeast extract is a flavor enhancer that functions similarly to monosodium glutamate and is often used in products where the natural flavor of the base ingredient needs to be amplified. Its presence in what is marketed as premium, real chicken reflects the same industrial logic that drives the rest of the industry. When you need to produce consistent, appealing flavor across thousands of locations using chicken sourced from industrial suppliers, you add flavor enhancement, because the chicken alone does not reliably produce the taste customers expect. A nutritionist who reviewed the reformulated product for a health publication wrote, "It is better than what it replaced. It is still not what the marketing says it is." What number 10 is doing involves a category of chicken product that has almost no relationship to real chicken, and the chain sells it to children specifically as a more fun option. Number 10. Sonic Drive-In. Sonic's chicken tenders and popcorn chicken products represent one of the more extreme examples of ingredient dilution on this list, packaged in a drive-in format that most customers associate with simple, straightforward food. The chicken tenders at Sonic are made from a formed chicken product that contains mechanically separated chicken, soy protein concentrate, isolated oat product, and a binding system that uses sodium caseinate, a milk protein derivative, to hold the mixture together. The use of sodium caseinate in a chicken product is significant because it is not a chicken-derived ingredient. It is an animal protein from a completely different source being used to give the chicken product the structural integrity it would naturally have if it were made from whole muscle chicken. The popcorn chicken product contains a similar formulation with the addition of modified food starch and disodium guanylate, another flavor enhancer that, like disodium inosinate, works to amplify savory taste perception in base materials that lack sufficient natural flavor. The drive-in format, with its retro aesthetic and nostalgic marketing, creates an expectation of simpler, more straightforward food that the actual product does not match. A regular Sonic customer in Oklahoma who reviewed the popcorn chicken after reading the ingredient list wrote, "The marketing makes it feel like old-fashioned drive-in food. The ingredient list tells a completely different story." What is happening at number 11 involves a chain that markets its chicken specifically to health-conscious consumers, which makes the gap between marketing and reality especially pronounced. Number 11. Panda Express. Panda Express occupies an interesting position on this list because it markets itself as a step above typical fast food, with fresher ingredients and more authentic preparation methods than its quick-service competitors. The orange chicken, which is the chain's signature product, and by most estimates its most popular item, contains a list of ingredients that challenges the freshness narrative significantly. The chicken in the orange chicken is a formed product made from chicken, water, soy sauce, and a binding system that includes modified food starch, egg whites, and wheat starch. The sauce that coats the chicken contains high fructose corn syrup, distilled vinegar, modified cornstarch, and caramel color, among other additives. The finished product contains so many processing steps, forming, frying, saucing, holding, that the relationship between the original chicken raw material and the item on the customer's tray is distant enough to be described as a chicken-based product rather than chicken. A Chinese-American food blogger who has written extensively about the authenticity gap in Chinese-American fast food wrote, "Panda Express is selling a version of Chinese food built for American industrial food production economics. That's fine, but calling it fresh or authentic is a stretch that the ingredient list doesn't support." A regular customer in California, who orders the orange chicken weekly, wrote in a review after seeing the ingredient list, "I knew it wasn't health food. I didn't know it was this many ingredients." The chain at number 12 takes the processing approach to a level that most Americans have never encountered, because the product looks more like real chicken than almost anything else on this list while being less like real chicken than most of them. Number 12. Arby's chicken products occupy a specific and underexamined space in the fast food chicken conversation. The chain's marketing has always emphasized the meat-forward, real food positioning that was designed to separate it from burger chains. The crispy chicken sandwich at Arby's contains a formed chicken product with a breading system that includes modified wheat starch, sodium acid pyrophosphate, and monocalcium phosphate. The chicken itself is described in ingredient disclosures as containing chicken, water, seasoning, and a sodium phosphate solution. The sodium acid pyrophosphate in the breading is a leavening agent that creates the specific texture and lift in the coating that customers associate with a well-fried chicken sandwich. Its presence indicates that the breading system has been engineered to produce a specific texture outcome rather than relying on natural frying chemistry, which is the approach a home cook or a traditional restaurant kitchen would use. The roast chicken products, which appear periodically on the Arby's menu, come closer to whole muscle chicken than the formed sandwich products, but they too are processed with injected marinade solutions that add weight and modify flavor profiles. A restaurant industry analyst who compared the chicken authenticity profiles of 15 major chains wrote, "Arby's sits in the middle of the spectrum, not the worst, not close to the best. The marketing overstates the reality by a meaningful margin." What number 13 is doing involves a mechanism of chicken dilution that is almost unique on this list, and it affects a product that millions of Americans eat specifically because they believe it is healthier than other fast food chicken options. Number 13. Taco Bell. Taco Bell's chicken products, which appear across its Mexican-inspired menu in tacos, burritos, and bowls, contain a seasoning and processing system that is more extensive than most customers realize. The shredded chicken at Taco Bell, which is one of the chain's most popular protein options, is made from chicken that is cooked, shredded, and then combined with a seasoning sauce containing a list of additives that includes soy sauce, maltodextrin, autolyzed yeast extract, and natural flavors from unspecified sources. The natural flavors designation is one of the most misleading labels in the food industry because it can legally cover a wide range of processed flavor compounds that have little relationship to the natural source they are derived from. Natural chicken flavor, for instance, can be produced through a chemical process that starts with amino acids from chicken hydrolysate and ends with a flavor compound that tastes like chicken but is not chicken in any form most people would recognize. The chicken in Taco Bell's products is real chicken. The question is how much of the flavor, texture, and eating experience the customer attributes to the chicken is actually coming from the chicken versus coming from the seasoning system built around it. A food formulation specialist who reviewed Taco Bell's chicken ingredient disclosures for a food technology publication wrote, "The chicken is a delivery vehicle for the seasoning system. That's not necessarily bad food science, but it is not chicken in the way the menu implies." A regular Taco Bell customer in Arizona, who switched to the chicken option specifically because she thought it was healthier than the beef, wrote in a review, "I thought I was making the better choice. I'm not sure that's true anymore." And now, we arrive at number 14. The entry that the title promised, the one that is not quite what you expected. Number 14. Chick-fil-A's grilled nuggets. Chick-fil-A appears on this list twice because the grilled nuggets deserve their own specific examination, separate from the classic chicken sandwich discussed earlier. The grilled nuggets are marketed as the clean, healthy option at Chick-fil-A, the choice for customers who want real food in a fast food setting. They are positioned as a simple product, chicken, grilled, nothing complicated. The ingredient list tells a more nuanced story. The grilled nuggets contain chicken, but they also contain a marinade system that includes yeast extract, autolyzed yeast extract, and chicken flavor. The same chicken flavor additive that appears in products from chains far lower on the authenticity spectrum also appears here, in the product most often chosen by customers, specifically because they believe they are getting something closer to real chicken than the industry standard. The yeast extracts function as flavor enhancers. Their presence indicates that the natural flavor of the grilled chicken is being supplemented by processed flavor compounds. For the same reason those compounds appear everywhere else on this list, industrial chicken processed at scale does not consistently produce the flavor profile that customers expect from chicken. A nutritionist who reviewed Chick-fil-A's full ingredient disclosure, specifically looking at the grilled nuggets, wrote, "This is still a better product than most of what is sold under the chicken category in fast food. But the word grilled implies a simplicity that the ingredient list does not fully support." A customer in Georgia who switched to grilled nuggets specifically to avoid processed food additives and then read the full ingredient list wrote, "I chose these because I thought they were the cleanest option. I still think that's probably true, but I did not expect to find chicken flavor on the ingredient list of a chicken product." The lesson of this entire list is not that fast food chicken is poison. It is that the gap between what fast food chicken is marketed as and what it actually is, in terms of ingredient composition and processing level, is wider than most customers know. Knowing the gap exists is the first step toward making a genuinely informed choice about what you order. Thanks for watching. If this changed how you think about ordering chicken, drop a comment below and tell us which entry surprised you the most. Want to know which grocery store chicken products are doing the same thing to your home cooking ingredients? Click the video on the left and I will meet you there.